Okay, my name is Sean Healy. I'm British and I currently work at EF Dalian, and I've been in China for 3 years.
Cool. So Sean, thanks for meeting with us, and tell me more about how you got into teaching English in China.
Well, it was a bit of an accident really. I went from one boring and dull job in the UK to another, and I kind of got stuck into a rut. And I had to change because I was getting older and I wasn't getting any richer and I wasn't getting any happier, so I decided to take a gamble. So I looked around on the internet and I had to find a company that would train me, and I found one, and then I had to find a company that would help me get a job in China, because that can be quite difficult and a bit daunting. But it was just basically deciding that enough was enough and I needed to make something of my life. I needed to change. It wasn't going to happen in the UK for me, at least anyway, so I tried China.
Okay, cool. So how did you get your job in China? Did you go through any travel agency?
Yeah, well, I tried several work agencies, employment agencies, and none of them were really bad, but you tend to get a problem where you'd come up with random questions in the middle of the night because you're quite scared about the move, and you need someone to reply to your questions quick, and to be honest with you, and I think Gold Star fitted the bill, because whenever I had a question I always got an answer within a few hours. And the same goes for EF as well. When Gold Star got me in touch with the EF school in China, I came up with these random stupid questions because I was a bit worried, and it seemed that they were always happy to give me a straight answer, and I didn't have to wait very long for it either. So it kind of made me feel better about the decision.
Cool, thanks. So do you have any advice to give to people who are looking for teaching jobs in China?
Well, if you go on the internet and you look on your own, then you'll find some horror stories. You'll see people that didn't have a nice time in China or Thailand teaching English. And you have to remember that if you don't have a great time, then you will go on the computer and complain about it. You will tell like 50 friends. The great stories, the stories of people who it worked out for, you have to look a bit harder for those. So I would recommend that you go to websites like Gold Star and EF and you read about the individual stories of the teachers that work here. I've gone through you guys to find a job, and you'll see that it can work out for you and it'll make you feel a bit easier. So don't go looking on your own. Use somebody to help you, because you'll always get one side of the story. You'll always get the people that want to complain, and you won't hardly ever get the the people who want to tell the good stories about the time.
I see. So you're currently in Dalian right now, right?
Yes.
So what were your first impressions when you arrived there?
It's surprisingly clean and surprisingly blue, the sky, I mean, because obviously the big Chinese cities, they tend to be a bit grey, some of them. Obviously a growing economy, you're going to get some pollution and some smog. But Dalian is actually very clean. It's not the only clean city in China, there's quite a few, but I have to say that Dalian is very comfortable. And blue sky most days, there's a beach. The pictures don't lie, so it's a really nice city to be in.
Yeah, I see this is your apartment, right?
Yes, behind me you'll see the frilly curtains that my wife put up. Yeah, I found. I met my wife out here in China, so if it can happen to me, it can happen to anybody. But yes, it's a nice apartment. It's quite small because all the apartments in Dalian are hotel rooms that have been renovated. But they are clean, they are modern, and they are within 5 minutes of the school.
So did you rent this apartment, or the school provides provides the housing for you?
Well, when I arrived, I was met by the foreign affairs person for the school, and what she does, she speaks perfect English, and she takes you around to the apartments, and she signs the contracts for you, and she takes you to the hospital to get your medical checkups and the police station to get your visa sorted out. You're never alone. And also there's a lot of foreign teachers here as well that kind of helps people out, myself included.
Yeah.
So yes, I'm renting, but I had help. I needed help even with my wife here.
Yeah, I see. So, so what was your first week at the school like?
Well, I'm actually the Director of Studies for EF Dalian, which means I'm also in charge of teacher training and recruitment. So my first week was a bit different to a teacher's week.
To a teacher, yes.
Yeah, so rather than I had to obviously get to know the staff and the school and get the tour. But I did all my training 3 years ago, so it was actually getting stuck in quite quick and getting to know everybody. And in fact, a week later, a new teacher arrived from the States, and so we spent a week looking after him, working with him, getting him settled. So my induction lasted a few days, and his induction lasted a bit longer.
Yes. So like the first week, the candidates arrived, and you guys will try to settle down for him, and then try to find an apartment for him and stuff like that.
Absolutely. Day one, the teacher will arrive in Dalian, and they'll be met at the airport by myself, my wife, and the foreign affairs person, Ivy, maybe a few others. We then take them to a restaurant to get some breakfast, lunch or dinner, depending on what time they arrived, and then they sign their contract. We then give them a quick tour of the school, then take them to a hotel for them to chill out for the evening. Then on day two, they get all their medical and visa stuff sorted out. And day three, they start their training and induction, and we do it very, very, very gradually, very slowly.
Yeah. How many teachers are there in your school?
There are 7 teachers at my school, 3 foreign, 4 local. Local being Chinese and foreign being English, American or South African. But there's more than one school in Dalian, there's 2, and in the other school we have another 5 foreign teachers. So there's 8 foreign teachers currently in Dalian.
Okay. So tell me more about the teaching resources.
Well, there's actually a video online which where I've done to introduce the resources. We have interactive whiteboards in every classroom, new textbooks designed by EF. We have resources to go with those textbooks, the songs and the videos and the reading materials. We start training you to use these resources before you actually get here. So you kind of know what to expect before you land, and that's so important. We don't want any surprises, at least no bad surprises. Good surprises are fine.
So you are a director of study at the school.
Yes.
What kind of support and training do you give the teachers when they actually arrive there, and what else do you do to help them?
Well, it depends on the teacher. I mean, we have a set training plan, a set induction plan, which they go through in about 2 weeks, where they spend the first week getting settled and starting their training, the second week observing classes, the third week they start assisting other teachers in the classroom, and then somewhere around the third, fourth week they can try a class on their own. But it depends on the teacher, because some teachers will come and they know everything, some teachers will come and they know nothing, some teachers will be very confident and ready to go, others will be quite nervous and shy like myself at the beginning. So we kind of tailor it for the teacher, and that's so important when we get to know them before they get here, so we can design a schedule that works for them, because no one is the same.
Yeah, I see. Some of the candidates there are interested in learning Chinese. Does EF provide free Chinese classes?
Yes, we do a free Chinese class in the classroom every week. We also do something called EF Chinatown, and that is Skype classes. That's free for all EF. Well, everything is free for all EF teachers, but you log into Skype and you have a tutor and they teach you Chinese.
How long is the course?
Well, the course carries on for as long as you need it to. We're doing a basic and intermediate class now, and that'll carry on for as long as the teacher's here. We have classes every week forever.
So what do you do there in your free time?
Well, since I manage teachers, I don't have a lot of free time. As a DOS, you're kind of on call 24 hours. If a teacher needs some help with going to the shops or medical or housing, then you get phone calls at 2 a.m. or something like that, which is all part of the job. But I tend to go to the gym. My wife says I need to get bigger and stronger, like the movie stars that she sees in Hollywood. That's going to be disappointing for her, I think. But I also I love my job, seriously. So I spend a lot of my free time reading and studying for my DIP TESL I'm doing, which is what EF is paying for me to do.
Yeah.
But I tend to play sports when I can and do a lot of exploring. We're in a great location in China right now.
So, well, you say you're pretty busy at school. Have you gotten any chance to travel around China?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, some of my teachers just came back from Harbin, the Heist Festival. They've also been to Beijing, which is very close by as well. Myself, I've done the Three Gorges trip. I've gone around China on a boat. I've gone to all the mountains and temples, places like Yichang and Zhangjiajie, which is where Avatar was filmed. That was good. If you go to the EF Dalian Facebook page, you'll see all the photos we've got. We're going to upload this. It's a new page. There's not a lot on there at the moment, but we're uploading new pictures every day. So yeah, you are busy. The teachers are busy, for sure. You work hard, but you do get the time to travel. We know that you come to China to travel to see China. We'll make sure you do that.
Yeah, that's awesome. Cool. Well, thank you so much for your time today. It was
You're very
amazing
welcome
to hear about the city and then the school's support and how you guys help the teachers once they get there. So I really hope and I really believe this video will help the candidates understand and what is it like to find a job in China, and obviously working in EF Dalian, it's quite nice there.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. Thank you very much.